Hey guys, welcome again to another edition of Learning with Rich. Alright, so I hope you guys are doing well using your Revit. So in this exercise, as you can see, alright, so I have a wall here, but this is not an ordinary wall. So we call this wall as a cant wall, okay? So this is actually what we are going to do. So I'm going to teach you how to create a cant wall in Revit. Okay, so that is what we are going to do. So as you can see, if I go to the level 1, so this is actually looks like this. Okay, so if I go to south elevation, so as you can see, my wall is like this, right? Okay, so there's a slanting option there. Okay, so my wall, I mean the side of my wall is slanting. So if I go to the 3D view, you see, right? So it's actually a cant wall. So this is what we are going to do. So we are going to create, or I'm going to show you how to create a cant wall. But another thing, if I'm going to create a wall here, okay, so as you can see, if I create a wall, it actually cuts my wall as well, right? Okay, so this is my window. So I place, oh, sorry. So I place a window. There you go. All right. Okay. So as you can see, my cant wall is cuttable by doors and window. Okay, anyway, so much for that. I'm going to teach you how to create this one. Okay, so I'm going to do it start from scratch. Okay, so that you guys can follow. So what we're going to do first is we're going to create a family. Okay, so we're going to create the profile for our wall. Okay, so let's get started. So I just close this one. No. All right, so we're going to create the family, the profile of our model. So I'm going to select here new. Okay, you guys just follow new, and then you just need to look for metric profile. All right, this one. So I go ahead and select this, and then I select here open. Okay. All right. So now here on my reference level, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a couple of reference plane. So I'm going to select the reference plane here. So I create one horizontal and one vertical. Okay, and then I'm going to select here OK. Right, so let's say I'm going to select this. I want that to be 4,000. All right, so 4,000, enter. Okay, so that's the height. Okay, now for this one, so I'm going to select. So let's say I change this to 300. There you go. Okay, by the way, you can also stretch this line here, your origin. Okay, you can stretch that until here so that it intersect. Okay, but for you to be able to stretch your origin, you just need to click that. So you need to unlock it. Okay, or you need to unpin that, and then you will now be able to drag that all the way up. There you go. Now it's intersecting. So what I'm going to do for the profile of my wall, so from the create tab, I'm going to select here the line tool, making sure that the chain here is checked so I can continuously create my line. I go ahead and pick here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then after that, I select here OK. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to create a parameter. So to create a parameter, I'm going to put first dimension. So I'm going to create the dimension parameter. So I'm going to create first a dimension here. Okay, and I'm going to select another one here. 1, 2, click, and then OK. Now I'm going to select this. This is the height, so I'm going to select this dimension, and then I click this. Okay, so I'm going to call this height type parameter. Okay, so there's the height parameter, and same with this one. So I click rate parameter, and then that's my, let's say that is my base. Okay, base, and then I select here OK. There you go. Okay, right. Okay, now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to create another parameter. Okay, so I'm going to create another parameter. Okay, so to do that, so I select this. Where is that window? Okay, so I now have my uh, base and height. So I'm going to add another one. So I click here, this one. All right, so let's say I'm gonna call this W top. Okay, so that's my W top. Okay, so W top, and then I select here OK. So I'm gonna change the value of this to 300. Okay, and then after that I select here OK. And then for the W bottom, okay, W bottom. So create a new parameter. Let's call this W bottom. Okay, and then OK here. And then after that, I'm going to put another value here. So let's say that's 600. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna select this. Probably okay. So that would be fine. Now the next thing that I'm going to do, the reason why I create this one, I'm going to use these two parameter here. Okay, as a formula for my base here. So I'm gonna call this uh, W bottom minus W top. Okay, just make sure if you're going to use a parameter, make sure you key in that value exactly. Okay, because your formula here is case sensitive. So if you see it's W as a capital letter, make sure it's capital letter. Otherwise, it will not work. So let's say, for example, I change this to small w and then I apply. So notice this one. The following is not a valid parameter, W top. Note that parameter names are case sensitive. So just make sure you key in the exact parameter. Okay, then after that, you apply. And then you will notice it will gray out. So what you can do is, okay, try to flex if it is working. Okay, so by the way, before you flex it, so let us try to lock first our lines on our reference plane so that if we move our reference planes, our lines here, our profile will follow as well. Okay, so to do that, so I'm going to select the align here, align. I select the reference plane, and then I select the line here, and then you lock it. Okay. All right, so I'm going to select this vertical line here, and then I click the point here, and then you lock it. Okay, so I select this, and then I'm going to click this one, and then you lock it. Just make sure you don't over constrain your object. Okay, anyway, Revit will tell you if the object is over constrained. So I see, let's say for example this. So I click this, and then I click, and then I lock it. Okay, so it's fine. So it's not over constrained. So how about this? So I click this, I click the point here, and then lock it. So it's not over constrained. So I click this, then I click this one, and then I click this. Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about. So in case if it is over constrained, just cancel that. Okay, we do not want to over constrain our profile. Okay, now let us try to flex this profile if it is working or not. So I'm gonna move here. Okay, all right, so let me change the top. So let's say I change this to 400, and then I apply. So you will notice it follows. Okay, so let's say I change this to 1000, and then apply. You see, right? So it's perfectly working fine. 600, and then I apply. There you go. This one is 300, and then I apply. There you go. Okay, and then let us put a name for this parameter, or I mean for this family type. So I'm going to select this. So let me call this what 600 by 300. Right, there you go. Okay, And then I just select here OK. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to save now this family. I save this. This is my Cant profile. Okay, so Cant profile. And then I select OK. All right, then after that, after we create now the profile, so we're now going to create a new project. So I go ahead and select the architecture template. Okay, and then going back to the Cant profile, so I'm going to load this inside the project. So I select load into project and close. So I load this. There you go. So it's now loaded here. So if you want to see where is this profile loaded in your Revit, so what you can do is you can go to the families, then you can go to profiles, and then you can now see the Cant profile. All right. Now let's try it out. So I'm gonna open the level one. I use the wall tool. Okay, so the default is generic 200 mm, so it's okay, that's fine with me. So let's say the height is until level 2. So what is the height until level 2? Let me see it first. So I go to the south, so it's 4,000. So the height of the profile that we created is 4,000, all right? So we will be creating our wall from level 1 to level 2 so that the height is 4,000. Anyway, I'm going to teach you how to adjust that later on. The profile, I'm going to teach you how to adjust that. So I'm just going to create using this basic wall generic 200 mm. So I just create just like this, and then I select here modify. All right. Now, the next thing that you are going to do is I'm going to select this wall. Okay, and then I'm going to select edit type. And then from here, I'm going to select now the structure, edit structure. Okay, so what we are going to use here is the sweeps. Okay, so we will be using the sweep. We will be using the profile to sweep on our wall, but you will notice it's currently grayed out. And by the way, our sample height here, let me just change that to 4,000. Okay, so it says here, modify vertical structure. So these options will only be available in section preview. So to do that, you just click the preview here. There you go. And then you change that to section preview. Click the drop down, you select the section preview. So notice that it's now enabled, right? Okay, and I also changed this to 4,000 so that we can see it clearly. So a while ago, it's 6,000, right? Enter. See, it's quite high. Okay, so I'm just going to change this to 4,000. Right. Yeah, so I can zoom in much clearly. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to select here the sweeps, and then we're going to create, we're going to add the profile, and then we're going to select now here the profile that we created. So I select this. There you go. And one thing that we need to do is we need to check this cuttable here, so that if we place our door or window in our wall, it will be cut. The wall will be cut along with the profile. All right. Okay. So I just check that one, and then okay. You see the preview now? Very nice. Okay. And then I select here okay. Okay. There you go. All right. So if I'm going to create a door here, it's actually cuttable. Okay. Okay. So it's funny. So I'm going to flip that to the other side. Okay, there you go. Right. You can flip that. Okay. And then you can also flip the door. Right. You can click, flip. You can click and flip. There you go. So you can also place the window here. So it's cuttable, right? Okay. There you go. There you go. Okay. So in 3D view, this is how it looks like. Okay. Very nice. Okay, so let's say for example, I go to the south elevation here. So if I change the height of my level, so let's say I click the level here, I change this to 5,000. Enter. Okay, so notice that your wall follows, but actually your sweep didn't follow, right? So if I go to the 3D view, it actually didn't follow. So what I'm going to teach you next is I'm going to teach you how to adjust this profile automatically. Okay, so to do that, okay, so I'm gonna select here my canned profile. I'm gonna open this one, and if you are using Revit 2017, you should be able to have this tool here, global parameter. So associate global parameter. So I'm gonna go ahead and click this button. Okay, and then I'm gonna create one. So let's say I'm gonna call this what can't height or whatever that you want. Okay, and then I select here okay, and then I select here okay. All right, and then after that I select here okay. Now the next thing that I'm gonna do is from the south elevation. Okay, let me just change this to wireframe view. Okay, all right. So from the south elevation, so select this. Oh, sorry. Okay, so the canned profile, and then after that, oops, sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna place a dimension here. Dimension. So I place it here. Okay, and then after that, I'm gonna click this. I create a parameter. Okay, so I call this level height. Level height, and then just make sure you check the reporting parameters. So I'm going to check the reporting parameter, and then I'm going to select here okay. Okay, so let me just copy the parameter level height. So you click that. Okay, for the cant height, you make that level height. Just copy the parameter. Oops. All right, and then apply, and then okay. You see, it now adjusts. All right, you see, if I'm gonna type, I'm gonna change the height of my level here, you will notice the profile will also follow. So let's say 4,500. There you go. So it's following. So let's say 6,000. So it's following. So the profile is following. So I go to the 3D view, you see, right? So let me type WT. Okay. So this is what I'm talking about. So if I change this to 5,000, so you will notice the profile also follows the height of my wall. Okay, so there you have it. So if I'm going to create now, let's say I'll create another wall again using that profile, or probably I'll just cancel this and then I'll just create another type of this, create similar, let's say rectangle. There you go. All right, so there is something funny here. There's a small line there. So if you want to fix that, what you can do is you can go to modify, you can select this one, wall joints. Just click the wall joints, you click this corner here, and then make sure miter is selected. You click that and it will be fixed. Okay, then apply, I mean modify. So same with this portion here. So you click this, click the corner, and then you can select the miter, click miter, click miter, right? And then after that, modify. There you go. So if I check that in the 3D view, so this is how it looks like. Okay, so basically that's how you create a cant wall. Okay, so you need to create first your profile for the wall, and then after that you load it inside the project. Okay, So hopefully, guys, this has been helpful to you. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can put it on the comment section below. Okay, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, so once again, this is Rich. Have a nice day.